Hey guys, welcome back to Sensei's Journey. So today, you can see if you watched the last Sensei's Journey, I'm wearing the same clothes. That's because I'm recording some stuff in advance because I've got some traveling that I've got to do, and I want to make sure that we've got this stuff kind of in the bank, so to speak. So today we're going to talk about a topic that somebody requested, which is aging and fat gain. Which, for the most part, I'd like to reframe that and say it's more aging and muscle loss than it is aging and fat gain. You're going to gain weight, like fat weight, as you get older, primarily as a function of losing muscle mass year to year. The process of you lose about half a pound of muscle naturally if you're not strength training year to year as you're an adult. So you can actually end up with very, very little muscle mass as an older person if you're not training your muscles. So that's a very, very important part of your aging process, is to make sure that you are doing strength training. It's important. Please do it. So that's definitely one of the things that can affect your weight gain, because muscle is active tissue, meaning that it requires energy to exist. Just by virtue of being active tissue, it's going to burn more calories at rest than if it was not there. So having it there makes it easier to get rid of that excess adipose. So you should probably have it. You can see obviously my lighting's a little messed up, so I apologize for that. At some point I need to set up an actual studio, either here or in the next place that I move to. The other reason for excess weight gain as you get older is that, especially as men, we have a decrease in the amount of testosterone that we are producing. So with that decrease of the amount of testosterone that we're producing, which is the hormone that allows us to be able to pack on more muscle, we get less muscle mass, which means more fat, because we typically don't change the way that we eat, and we end up eating, the same amount of calories that we could when we had more muscle. And because we don't have that muscle now, it has piled on additional weight because we have a caloric excess. You can see that a lot with guys who were really solid athletes all through school, high school. Maybe they played football, maybe they wrestled, they went to college. If they played football, they ate like athletes. They ate 3,000-4,000 calories easy a day, and they're just pounding food, and they might have a little bit of heft, but they're mostly just muscle. They get out of college, they stop doing any activity because they're not playing sports anymore, because a lot of you guys, once you stop playing a sport, you stop training. Quit doing that. When you stop playing your sport, keep doing something, for the love of God. But you see those guys, they get out of their sport, they stop training, but they're still eating like they're training. And so you see those guys that were, 250 pounds, pretty lean, playing on the football team, and the next thing you know, you're 600 pounds. Because you've continued to eat like you were training before, and not only are you not expending the amount of energy that was necessary for you to do your training, but your muscle mass has also gone down because you're not lifting, you're not maintaining that muscle mass. So the fact that you are getting older, the fact that you've stopped training, the fact that you are, continuing to eat in the same fashion that you were while you were training, all of that stuff is going to compound together to work against you to make you weigh a whole lot more than you did when you were in your prime. So please pay attention to that. Former athletes, continue to stay athletes in some way or another as you get older, because if you don't, it is going to come back to bite you. So let's talk about some things that we can do to fix this issue. First of all, you want to make sure that you are tracking your food. If you're not tracking your food, you're going to run into a problem with being able to know just exactly how much you're eating, how many calories you're eating. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you need to count every single calorie, although it can be helpful to do that if you're not used to knowing how many calories are in food. But at the very least, you should be mindful of, you know, the serving sizes and the portions that you're eating of food. You know, look at your plate, cut it into sections, say this much is vegetables, this little bit over here is carbohydrates, and this over here is protein, whatever my protein source is. All these vegetables, those things will help you fill you up without making you, gain a crap ton of weight. So that's one thing that you can do. The next thing is drink a lot of water. Water is important. Staying hydrated will keep you healthy. When you are healthy, your body will run better, which means that your hormones will be produced better, which means that you're more likely to be able to produce testosterone. And since we're talking about testosterone, let's talk about testosterone. As you get older, that's naturally going to take a dip. So eat some foods that are going to support that for me. Do that for you. You want to make sure that you're taking your multivitamins. You want to make sure that you are lifting weights, because when you do strength training, it naturally promotes testosterone production. As far as the foods are concerned, you can eat things like seafood typically has, zinc in it, which is good for testosterone production. Vitamin D is good for testosterone production. So we're talking about things like eggs. They're really high in vitamin D. If you are a vegan, it's going to be rough, but you can do it with, supplements that can definitely help you out. But I'm not qualified to speak on veganism, and I'm also not a nutritionist, so I'll stay back a little bit on that. But there are some things that you can do food-wise to help produce more testosterone. But the biggest thing that you can do, the most important thing that you can do, is continue to lift weights or do strength training in general, because that is going to continue to help you produce testosterone. If you guys have questions about how to train for strength, there are a series of videos that we did just a little while ago on strength training, hypertrophy training, which is muscular size training, and muscular endurance training. So take a look at those. If you have some questions, please leave them in the comments. If you'd like to see a little bit more in depth about that, please let me know. If you have any questions about how to train in general, like how do I start? I don't even know what goals to have. Leave those in the comments too. I'll see what I can do for you guys. You guys are always welcome to contact me on Twitter. Shoot me questions there. And if you need some more help, more specific help, you can become one of our patrons. And I still do take clients, so you can shoot me a message about that, and we can kind of have a discussion. Thank you guys very much for watching this video, and until next time, guys, good luck and train hard.